22 points.
Yeah.
50% shooting for them. What happened on defense today?
A couple things. One, we did not execute many coverages right. I just kind of told the group that we got two people, and Queen and Lene, that got an excuse for not being clear on what we're doing, but everybody else should be a lot more up to speed on what we're calling and what we're trying to execute. Going under on shooters, not sending the ball the right way in pick and roll coverage. But then they also threw some stuff in at the end of the shot clock. And, you know, somebody like Duana Bonner has been doing that her whole career, so it's not a fluke. But when they finished two quarters with kind of heave threes and they hit a couple more at the end of the shot clock, I didn't think we got demoralized particularly. But when you lose by 8, those are a lot of points in a game you lose by 8. So we did a good job in the paint. We did a good job on the boards, and they made shots. And, you know, we just didn't do enough. We said on a road game against a good team, you can't have as many breakdowns as we had.
You know, when those two are, you know, we know who those two are.
Mm-hmm.
But still, when everybody in the building knows who those two are and they still get off like that, is that particularly frustrating?
It is. I mean, they're good players that have been playing together a long time, and they make adjustments from one play to the next. You know, you can see them working things out. We play certain play one way, next time they come down with a counter. That's why they're both all-stars. Alyssa and Duana, deservedly so. They're both having great seasons. Duana makes 6 threes, and they throw a couple other people throw some in, and that's the difference in the game.
Any feel on Elena?
I haven't seen the replay yet. She stepped on Duana's foot, same ankle, so we'll see when we get home.
I wish you could tell how she was feeling.
Frustrated more than anything.
And just kind of one last thing, you talked about, hey, only 2 people kind of having an excuse not to know these things. Does that get into you a little bit more than usual when you're like, hey, these are my veterans who should know some basic stuff that did not execute those kind of things?
100%. And it's not a matter of effort a lot. It's a matter of listening to your teammates, of focus and understanding the game plan. You know, we double and triple check a lot to make sure everybody's clear on the game plan, and then we shouldn't have breakdowns.
One last thing. Good thing, Tianna. Tianna had another great game. What was working so well for her today?
I think she's maybe our best one. Everybody's getting better at it. She's maybe our best one at keeping us moving when offense gets a little sticky. You know, she'll go play with the teammate or go, roll hard to the rim. So she's doing a nice job mixing up her offensive game and being versatile. And she saw a 3 go in tonight too. So I think that'll ease her mind a little bit.
Yeah. That's it for me.
Yep.
Tyler?
Hey, Eric. I know, unfortunately, this isn't the first time that Elena has had to leave a game, but is it something that your team's now accustomed to, being able to rally without Elena being in there? And what are you seeing from the group when situations like that happen?
We have a good mentality in general around whoever's available to play will play hard and compete. Whether it's been Elena, Tosh, Shakira, Christy, whoever, when Mung was gone. We've had a good steadiness about us. We got a group that is getting way better at playing through adversity, within the game, not just injuries, but from one play to the next. And I think, it's a frustrating position to be in for the players that are hurt most of all, but it will serve us well, I think, down the stretch once we get some reinforcements back.
And I also want to ask about Tianna. Obviously, the first portion of the season, she was getting most of her points, as you've said before, on her hustle plays and just being in the right spot at the right time. With the way the post rotation has gone and losing players, are we seeing more plays being set up for her to give her more opportunities?
Not particularly, to be honest with you. I think what we're seeing is in our offense, she's kind of, outside of our guards, the one that's making it work. She gets us, we get a little broken down, she pops back and she plays the next action with our guard. And she's having a really good feel about when to pop, when to roll, when she has opportunities to get out and transition. It's what you love to see from somebody that's been with us a long time, that looks like she's in full realization of her game.
Thank you.
Yep.
Jen? Keeping with the Tianna theme for a minute, the broadcast said something about how you were joking that she's like kind of reinventing herself as a stretch five. And so just curious, how you've seen her kind of adjust through all these injuries and what about her makes her able to handle like the versatility that you're asking of her.
Tianna is never afraid of a challenge, and I'll say that in a lot of ways. She's probably one on our team. If you ask the group a question, and maybe something that wasn't an obvious answer, she'd be the one that wouldn't be afraid to try to answer. She's somebody that will take it as it is. So, okay, I need to play 5 tonight, or we're going big, and I'm going to play 3. I got to guard JJ one night in New York. Tonight I'm going to guard Alyssa and Tianna. Like, she just it doesn't faze her. She's willing to play the stanzas, and we got to feel like that. I think Ariel, I've spoken about, is always like that, and calls for it.
And then, just wanted to ask you about the front court as a whole, really, because Myisha, had some moments, Queen had some moments, and the Sun is known for that. Did we be back?
I think they dropped. Let's see if we can get them back.
Am I back? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
You're back.
Okay, how much of that did you hear? It was so good.
You cut out kind of in the middle part. I have.
Stretch 5. Back to me. No, Tianna, just as she's somebody that's always, she's not afraid of any challenge. If I tell her she's gonna play 5, I tell her she's gonna play 3. One night she'll guard a big like JJ or Cheyenne Parker, and then we ask her to get out on the perimeter and guard somebody else. She's just willing to take a challenge. She's not afraid to look bad. She's not afraid of making mistakes. She just plays through.
And then just wanted to ask you real quick about the whole front court. Myisha had her moments, Queen had her moments, and this Sun team is kind of known for its front court. Obviously, Bree Jones is out, but just what did you see from the rest of the group? Kind of everybody pitching in.
Yeah, I think Myisha looks better and better as we go through the season. Queen gave us a great lift, and it's one of those things where she probably deserved to play a little bit more, but it's hard because we got such a short playbook right now with her. So I'm trying to give her runs and make sure we're clear about what we're running when she's in the game, but more time will help. And so I feel good about our post group as we get back to full strength.
Thanks.
And we have time for one last question, Alexa.
Hi, Eric. I was just curious, with all of the injuries recently, what the message has been to the team to just try and stay the course and everyone just kind of pick up where the last man left off, and whether or not that's something as a coach of a more veteran team, you look on your veteran leaders to really instill, or if that's something too that you feel like you have to kind of, emphasize with them at the same time.
I don't think I have to say too much, to be honest with you. I think they've had a really good mentality about next person up, and players want to play. So some people that don't get a lot of minutes normally are getting more opportunity, which they're perfectly happy with. You try not to make too big of a thing out of it. You can't feel sorry for yourself or make that the whole thing. We got to play the game, and everybody needs to know what their job is, and everybody got to compete. And I think we've done a good job of that for the most part.
Thank you.
That's it, Coach. Thank you.
What can happen on the defensive end tonight? That was a lot of points.
It's a tough one tonight. We played a hard 3 quarters. 4 quarters, we just had a lot of breakdowns that we can't afford to happen in order to win games. It's a very disappointing loss because we had it in our control, and if we would have only stuck to the plan and over communicated what we needed to, then it would be a different outcome.
What happens in those moments, because Eric was just saying the same thing, especially when you kind of have a veteran group, those are kind of things that you guys are typically pretty good at.
Yeah.
What happens when that gets out of whatever?
I mean, we just got to find a way to regroup and to get back on one accord. I think we found ourselves out on the island a few times when we did have those slip-ups, because it's so easy for us to get within ourselves, because we messed up on the coverage and stuff like that. But that's just a time for us to come together and to, play harder and to make sure we are on one accord.
I know you'd rather have the win, but a great game to have a season high in your career. You believe what was working so well for you today?
I mean, just doing what I do, running the floor and just making sure I get in the paint on balance and at the right time, and just making sure I finish my layups. But no, I mean, it would feel much better if we won the game. Like
when the three goes down.
I learned. I've been searching for it, so it felt good for it to see it go in. It's something that I've been working on all season. So yeah, I'm continuing to work on it.
How about you, Mike? I think you were too shy of your season high. Clearly
too shy of what?
You see your season high points. You had 14, right? I think season high is 16.
Oh, season high? What are you talking about? Wait, what? Feeling more comfortable seeing the ball go into the hoop. I guess you hit a couple threes in there. Does they see the ball go down, make life a little bit easier? Yeah, but like TT said, we want to see a win. I mean, we're playing with more confidence, but at the end of the day, we'd rather see a win. That's just it. You guys played so many games without Elena, but when you see her kind of go down again, does that kind of deflate things a little bit? Is that like, shit, here we go again? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. We have everybody that we need in the locker room. It doesn't matter who's playing. We're always going to step up. We're never going to give up. We're going to fight to the end. Of course, we do not want to see Elena go down. We need her on the court with us. But at the end of the day, something happens. Some things that we can't control. So we have to be able to adapt and play hard, for her and for Tosh, for KT, for Shakira. So it's like we just have to keep finding a way to figure this out and get a win. One last one for me. Post game, as you guys do your final huddle and then get going, I know you're a little bit animated in that group. Can you share what you were, a message that you had for the teammates tonight? It just seemed like you were a little. I wasn't animated. You cap. Not animated? No, I was not animated. I was just telling hey, hey guys, we let that one slip away. That was it. You don't have to share with me. Okay. You have to look at me like that.
Go to Zoom now. Stream's finished. Jen.
Hey, Myisha. Hey, Tianna.
Hey, girl.
Myisha, for you, Eric was saying in game, he told ESPN that Tianna's probably been the steadiest player for you guys all year. And I'm just curious, one, if you agree with that, and two, if you do, like, what kind of example that sets for you and your teammates?
Of course, yeah. Why would I? What? Yeah, why would I? Even if I would, no, what? Yes, of course I agree with that.
I assumed
TT does everything we ask for her. She does the little things, stuff that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. Like, she runs the floor extremely hard every single time, no matter if she's going to get it or not. She looks to move the ball. She can get her open shots. Like today, she has 24 just from her moving the ball, creating, getting in the paint, finishing on two, seeing your three go in two. I mean, TT does everything for us, and she's available every game too. So that's like another plus too. Like, she stays ready. And that's just one thing that I admire about her. And just watching her, from my rookie year to her now, I mean, just her role has not changed every single season, but she's able to adapt every single season. And it doesn't matter who's playing, TT's going to be TT every single game. And that's why we are who we are. And that's why she's here. Like, the first one in the gym, not the last one because she got a kid, but like the first one in the gym, she stays after the shoot. She's coming in on off days. TT does the stuff that does not show up on the stat sheet and that people will not like notice or know, just because of like, she's quiet and she just gets her job done. Like, she does her job, and we love that about her.
Thank you.
I cannot believe you said you see what they got with her disagree. What the hell?
I heard you agreed, but I didn't want to speak for you, Myisha. Tianna, for you, Myisha talked about this a little bit, but just your versatility. We were talking about this with Eric too, how you've played anywhere from the 3 to the 5. What are those conversations like with the coaching staff, and how do you get yourself ready to change responsibilities with the position you're playing a little bit?
I approach the game the same way. It's just a situation where a simple conversation that Eric and I have, like, hey, CC, we need you to play 3. Hey, CC, we need you to play the 5 today. Whatever's thrown my way, I just take it on as a challenge and something that I have to do that given night. For me, it's, bigger than myself. I have to do it in order for my team to be successful. So, whatever's thrown my way, I'm not going to run from it.
Thank you both.
Alexa. Hi guys, this is for either of you, but when there's adversity that hits either in game, like Elena going down today, or just, across the last few weeks with so many injuries, when you talk about the resilience of just being able to roll with the punches, is there a particular player that, makes sure to get that message across from like a leadership perspective, or with such a veteran group? Is that something you all just know, that's what you have to do in this situation?
I think it's safe to say that it's a collective understanding and vocalness that we all have. We know that when one player goes down, we have to step up and do a little more. We don't have to do too much, but just a little more to pick up that slack when a player goes down.
We've been in this situation so many times. Like, this group has been together for a minute. We have new pieces in, but like, for the most part, like this group that we have, we've been in these type of situations. So we know, just, all right, keep rolling. All right. Like she said, we have to maybe do a little bit more, but that's just like a collective thing. No one's saying, oh, I have to. No, it's just a collective thing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's it, both of you. Thank you so much.